Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 2 of my Minnesota Timberwolves MyGM here on NBA 2K14. You just saw what the rotation is going to look like for the initial part of the season, and we're going up against the Los Angeles Lakers in this episode. They entered this game 4-0. We are 2-2. We've split our first 4 games, and this is a Lakers team that seems to always sign Carmelo Anthony in NBA 2K14 in the offseason. And they do just that this offseason, signing Carmelo. So they're a pretty formidable team. I wouldn't say a title contender by any stretch of the imagination. They still have a lot of the sort of crap players that they have from the 2013-14 team. But either way, still Carmelo, Kobe. If you put those two guys healthy on the team, they're gonna take you to good places, I would say. So there is Carmelo Anthony without the headband, and I don't know why he never wears the headband in NBA 2K14, but either way, Ricky Rubio getting ready to get his season underway. Although this is the 5th season this is the 5th game of the season. Still, the first time I played with them. So this is the new team starting lineup, the small ball lineup: Rubio, Thompson, Dang, Barnes, and Larry Sanders. And we are excited to get this season underway. Sanders will take the tip against Jordan Hill, and he will end up losing it. Jordan Farmar controls, and we're underway 3-0 already. Lakers on top. Farmar gives it down low to Kobe. Kobe's going to dribble towards the middle of the court, dishes it down low to Jordan Hill, who's down under the basket for the easy layup. So 5-0 start. Thompson holding the ball, gives it to Harrison Barnes, who's going to drive in and slam it down, and that's going to be a common theme for the night. Watch out for Harrison Barnes. He's going to have a big night. Carmelo Anthony in the corner, though, he can hit that. That was a foot on the line long, too. Now he loses the ball in transition. He actually gets it back, dribbles back into the paint, and finishes strong. So that will give the Lakers a now 11-point lead. Luol Deng shot, no good, but here's Gorgui Dieng. And Gorgui Dieng, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, actually. I looked up the pronunciation on a couple different sites, and I think I've settled on Gorgui Dieng. But he slams it down, and along with, like I said, Harrison Barnes, sort of dunking at the hoop, you're going to see Gorgui Dieng dunking at the hoop a lot. And this is sort of a theme for the team this year. We have a lot of athletic players on the team, especially when it comes to big men. Larry Sanders and Gorgui Dieng are going to finish it if you give it to them around the rim, and that's why they're actually pretty effective offensive big men in this game. Athleticism is so big as a big man in NBA 2K14. So the lead is back up to 5, though, as Kent Bazemore hits the long 2, but we're going to hit Budinger coming off the screen, and this is basically a pick and roll and an off-ball screen. Shaved just going to roll to the 3-point line because Carmelo Anthony and Marshawn Brooks hedge on the screen. Shaved open in the corner, knocks down the 3, and the lead is back down to 2. A big shot from a not great 3-point shooter, but Shaved did it a couple of threes this episode, so I was encouraged by that. Budinger misses, but Luke Ricard Mbamute gets the offensive rebound, gives it to JJ Barea, and knocks down the 3. And Mbamute, you will see throughout the game, doesn't necessarily have a huge game in the box score, but he had some big offensive rebounds, and I was overall very happy with how he played. He also played really good defense on Carmelo Anthony when he was out there. So anyway, after a slow start, we end off the first quarter up by 1, and this is where the Timberwolves would just go off. 28-27. Luol Deng's going to hit a little post shot right there. He's been covered by, like, Marshawn Brooks, so I figured I would take advantage of kind of a, not really size advantage, but, I mean, Brooks is just, well, actually, yeah, that is a pretty big size advantage now that I think about it. But either way, Kobe Bryant in the corner for 3. He's going to miss that one, but Jordan Hill, the great offensive rebounder that he is, gets the offensive putback right there. So 34-31. Barnes with the ball is going to drive in, and poster time on Jordan Hill. Harrison Barnes, take a look at the replay. He's just going to drive in, getting past Big Baby Davis, and then Jordan Hill. He really put Nick Young in a poster, too. That was a huge slam by Harrison Barnes. Of course, not Harrison Barnes' first big slam in the Target Center for Minnesota. If you guys remember, he had a big poster on Nikola Pekovic early on in his rookie season. 38-31 now is the score. As you can see, we're starting to really open it up. Larry Sanders, take a look at this pass. I love big men who can pass. Great cut by Barnes. Sanders just kind of escape dribbles, makes the one-handed bounce pass, hits Barnes in stride, and slams it down. I love that play. I replayed that 3 or 4 times. That was such a good play. And then Harrison Barnes down the lane once again, this time putting Jody Meeks on the poster. Barnes is just getting to the hoop any which way he can, and when he's getting there, he is finishing. And here we go. Guys, this is a huge poster on Jordan Hill. Harrison Barnes is a madman. Take a look at this, reverse. It wasn't even a reverse, but he sort of twisted his body. It was, oh my goodness. Harrison Barnes, welcome to the Timberwolves. And then, nice pass by Shabazz Muhammad to Klay Thompson under the basket. And you can see we've completely blown this game open. A huge run. It was 28-27. Now it is 53-33, so that's like a 25-5 run. Now 55-37. Barea hits Budinger in the corner in stride, and Budinger just catches and shoots. I really like Chase Budinger too. I think he's a good bargain, or not really a bargain, but I think he's a good value at $5 million a year, good bench player. I think he's our 6th or 7th man right now, so... You know, the thing that you'll notice about this Timberwolves team is a lot of the bench, a lot of the second unit. I think actually the entire second unit is really just guys from last year's team. I didn't really sign anyone new to be bench players, and I figured that would be an area of improvement in year 3 if things didn't really work out. But I do sort of like to keep as many players, as many of the old players around as possible. So having kind of the old, or having the bench be some of the old Timberwolves or some of the guys that were here before I took over, I think is something that I want to try to continue. And they played, I mean, the bench played really effectively in this episode, so if they continue to do that, then I'll have no issue keeping those guys around. But here's Luol Deng on the pick and roll, covered by Carmelo Anthony. Deng didn't have a huge game offensively, picks up an assist right here on the dish down low to Larry Sanders. But Dane's impact defensively was not to be unheard. He played really good defense on both Kobe Bryant and Carmelo Anthony. So... And you know, I think that was a big factor in the game of us getting to this lead was our great defense in the second quarter, and a lot of that was the defense of, you know, of just shutting down Carmelo and Kobe, shutting down those stoppers, those run stoppers and all that. But anyway, take a look at the sweep behind the back pass, and then Harrison Barnes in the lane, a Euro step dunk. Harrison Barnes, I am having so much fun using him. Here's Kobe getting in the lane, and when Kobe gets that close, he's not going to miss. So 65-49 is the score. Luol Deng though with the ball, sweet crossover move, and he slams it down himself. That was an awesome behind the back. Carmelo Anthony was going the complete opposite direction, and Deng gets up a little bit there, slamming it down with one hand. So the lead is up to 18. Ricky Rubio with the ball. Rubio, another guy who did not score a lot today, but he did a lot of this, dishing the assist to Klay Thompson. I love that sort of pick and sort of comes around the screen at the logo there, the Timberwolves logo, and then sort of comes to the middle of the key and ends up with a free throw line jumper. Klay Thompson hit that shot probably 3 or 4 times then. It really worked well. Here's another great cut by Gorgui Dieng. I mean, just when you have athleticism with big men, or even guys like Harrison Barnes and Luke, not Luke Cardinal, but like Luol Deng or whatever, and those guys just cut to the rim, they're going to be open so much, and when they get the ball that close, they're going to slam it down with authority. They're not going to miss. So just, I was sort of struggling on offense at the beginning of this game, but really came out in the second quarter and then just rode the momentum. I mean, 80 points at the end of the third quarter, I'll take that, any time I can. And the defense was arguably even better. I mean, holding the Lakers to 59 points at the end of 3, that's really encouraging. I'm not too concerned about the defense more so than the offense on this team. I always try to build my teams defensively, so I'd rather it be that way. But I think we have 5 players in the starting lineup who are pretty good defenders. Barnes isn't a good defender, but I wouldn't say he's a bad defender. Thompson's a pretty good defender just based on, I mean, he's not really like an athletic. He doesn't have like natural defensive ability, but he hustles on defense, and he just sort of works on defense, and he ends up playing pretty good defense. Rubio's a fine defender. He gets a lot of steals, which is not a great, steals are not a great way of telling a good perimeter defender from a bad one, but there is some sort of value in creating turnovers. So I like what Rubio provides to us on defense, and then Deng is a great defender. Larry Sanders is a great defender. So I really like how our team is built through defense. Offense is the thing we're going to struggle to find, I think, at times. I'm not sure if we really have any pure scorers in our starting 5. Deng is not a great offensive player. Thompson's a shooter, but how much can that really do? And I think we're going to depend on Barnes to develop a little bit into a really good offensive player. So either way, sort of just venting about the team. And I'm not going to make a GM's notes for this episode, but maybe I should have. Too late now. So 104-75 after Mbamute hits the jumper, and Chris Kaman with the ball at the elbow, jab sets, gives it to Xavier Henry, extra pass to Nick Young, and Nick Young knocks down the 3. The lead is down to 26. Chaved pump fakes, takes one dribble in, knocks down the mid-range, 108-80, and that's going to wrap up the game. We win by a final score of 108-83. The Timberwolves notched their 3rd win of the season, beating the Los Angeles Lakers, handing the Lakers their first loss of the season, a big blowout victory at home, a great sign of things to come here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. An exciting season ahead. The post-Kevin Love era is underway, and I think the pieces we got back in the trade, along with the other couple of moves that we made, are really going to help us build for the future in these upcoming years. My goals this year, probably I would like to compete for a playoff spot. I don't see us winning a championship or being title contenders this year by any stretch of the imagination, but I think getting in the playoffs and sort of building up the popularity of the team and getting sort of the fan base back into it after not making the playoffs since, 2004, I think. So, you know, it'd be good. But either way, take a look at the stat line here. Harrison Barnes, 25 points on just 12 shots. Thompson took 14 shots. Bit of an inefficient night of him. It was like 1 for 5 from 3. So Jang had a big day off the bench, 11 and 6. Budinger had 11 points off the bench. Rubio, no points, but 8 assists, and a couple, I believe he had a steal or two. So Melo, 19 points on 17 shots. Kobe, 8 points on 10 shots. So that's that perimeter defense coming into effect right there. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and this was out.